Welcome students. Today we will talk about topic outcomes of democracy. Children, once we say outcomes, it means what thoughts were there once democracy was implemented and what results we have achieved once democracy it has started working. We have assessed democracy on various bases. As democracy it works, how it proves good for the people, it decides the same government to keep working. We have assessed the democracy on the various bases. See, on what basis we can assess every time? On the basis of quality, that yes, democracy once it is working, how good it is, how it is involving the people in the decision making, how people's participation is there in democracy, and the results are of which quality, whether the economy is growing, whether the country is moving forward, or it is lesser in few of the terms. This is the way we evaluate the democracy. We talk for economic well-being, means whether the people they are able to earn their livelihood, whether the differences between the rich and the poor are being worked out so that they may reduce. Once we talk for equality, we also assess democracy on the basis of equality. That people they are getting equal opportunities to work, if they are equally qualified, whether they are getting the equal wages or not. Coming towards social status, we say that discrimination should not be there in the society. Whether the steps being taken in democracy by the government are proving worth to maintain the social status of the people. Talking for freedom means every individual should work within one's own capacity, and that too freely. Freedom should be there in terms of doing profession, in giving opinion. Similarly, dignity is also the requirement of the people, and it is being given by the democratic government. People they are able to get due respect in participation of the government. Means these are the points where the democracy proves its relevance. Ki government, it is a type of in which people's involvement is there, and the government is giving its best outcomes in its working. So it can be seen that the relevance of government is there. We compare the government with the dictatorship. How do we say that it is a better type of government? Democracy is a better type of government on what basis? With its outcomes only. So again, we talk about the government's outcomes, which are basically on three ways: political, social and economic outcomes. Once we talk for political outcomes, it means once it is clear that every individual has equal opportunity to vote once. One vote, one value. Every individual gets one vote to give for, and they can also contest the elections. Means there is political outcome is good. The government is accountable. The government works for the good of the people and is responsive also, that has taken the responsibility, is there in the power, so it cannot ignore the requirements of the people. As the government is legitimate, means it works on rules and regulations. So it may be slow, it may be proving sometimes lesser efficient, but the thing more prior is that it involves the people. It is the people's own government. Once people's participation is there, whether the results are a bit delayed, but they get their involvement proven over there. We talk for economic equality, and we say that economic growth and development is seen in democracy. Means comparing it with the dictator countries, we may see that lesser economic development is there. But the government's step, the democratic government's step are always there to work for the reduction of poverty, the reduction of economic disparity. Means the ultra rich people, yeah, there is gap between the rich and the poor, but government's steps, government's ways to work are always there, so that this growth, the basic things, the infrastructural things are provided by the government. So growth it takes on a regular basis, and poor also, they come forward for their betterment. It reduces inequality and poverty. This is political outcome and economic outcome. Once we say of social outcome, that is social disparity is reduced. Diverse groups are there, various linguistic groups are there, various religious groups are there in the country, and the efforts of democratic government are as such. Their discrimination on the basis of society, it should not exist. We have people from various sections of society. Social disparity, if it exists, means all the people are not being dealt equally, means they are not enjoying their freedom to the fullest. They are not being given their dignity. So outcomes, here we talk about that yes, government is working for the good of citizens. On these outcomes, we can evaluate our government's working.